Less than 24 hours, Georgians will be under a shelter-in-place order.
McDonald, though, said he did not know the man was handcuffed and was trying to use his foot to pin him to the ground so he could be handcuffed.
If your friends, neighbors, or local organizations are not complying, report them to us.
Howdy, everybody. Welcome to the Free Georgia podcast. My name is Jake Green, joined by my co-host, Cat Hartley. Cat, how you doing today?
I'm doing great. I'm just recovering from the busy convention weekend.
Yeah? How was it? How did you have a good time?
It was honestly, it was a party. You missed out.
I'm bummed. I really tried to make it. We can blame Jared, the chair of LPGeorgia, for me not being able to make it. Just going to say that right now. He didn't give me any money to come and shoot a commercial or anything. I mean, goodness, Jared. But what was your favorite part of convention?
I think it was the after party after the game show.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I heard about the game show. I haven't watched it yet.
Oh, it was awesome. The host Free said it got like a lot of views. Like it's
Nice.
past like his average view count, and it's only been like, a few days. So it's really entertaining.
Awesome. Well, that's fantastic. I think we're going to get more into convention here in a minute when we bring on our guest for today. But before we do that, if you have any questions about today's show or about liberty in general, head on over to LPGeorgia.com. We have all sorts of links on there. You can take the world's smallest political quiz, see where you fall on the political spectrum, along with a lot of other stuff. You can get involved in a bunch of different ways. So LPGeorgia.com. Over on X, it's at LPGeorgia. Facebook, Libertarian Party of Georgia. And then I think you can find this podcast on TikTok. What's our handle on TikTok?
The.free.georgia.
The.free.georgia. And I really don't like that this thinking layout changed. We just had it different, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
There we go. Sorry.
I actually learned at convention that dots in a Gmail like handle
They don't mean anything.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah. You wouldn't know that. They don't ever tell you that when you sign up for a Gmail account. I deleted mine years ago, so I don't have that anymore. But yeah, I don't understand why my periods don't matter, but it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we're going to bring on our guest for today. He is the newly elected secretary of the Libertarian Party of Georgia, Mr. Sergio Ortega. Sergio, how you doing?
Hello, I'm doing amazing this morning. It's a little bit of I was planning on taking today off to recover. And then it was like, well, might as well do this podcast. Why not?
Heck yeah. Especially when it's still fresh on your brain and you remember
That's
everything
true.
that happened. Because, 4 days after an event happened, I've forgotten that the event even happened. So,
Especially a dramatic one like convention.
Yes.
Oh, no.
Yes. Well, Sergio, tell the folks a little bit about yourself. Where are you from? What do you do?
I am from Rome, Georgia, which is the Bartow Polk Floyd affiliate. I'm their secretary too, which is funny. I started there doing their policy stuff, talking to county commissions, city councilors. I got chased once by a county commissioner. He called later to apologize, but that was kind of funny to me.
That's good.
But yeah, it's funny that they know me now and they kind of all hate my guts, which is good. So I started taking that and I put it to the state affiliate. Looks like Cat didn't like that I criticized my own county commissioners.
Cat is very, very upset. Yeah. I definitely don't think the computer just died.
Yeah. So I took what I did in my county affiliate, started doing it in the LPGeorgia for statewide stuff. And that was like challenging state representatives about ballot access. Some of them who have never heard the word before. One of them who's running for Secretary of State, currently, and has probably never heard the word ballot access. We have rules about that. It's you're running for the position that oversees that. How do you not know this?
Yeah.
But yeah, so I just got started off there. I'm I think this is my second or third year in the party, and I'm now a recently elected officer, which is really interesting.
Heck yeah, you replaced my friend Zane Placey, which
I asked Zane if he was going to run, and he said if the delegates want me to, and I took that as please take it away from me unless nobody else wants it.
Seems about
and then
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think what really got you elected was your speech. You did like a really good job. Could you tell Jake what you said in your speech?
Yeah, I mentioned that I've been a volunteer for a while in the state affiliate, and that each committee I join, there are no notes. There's like absolutely no records of anything. Like I was on fundraising committee, and the last notes we have from there, I joined it in 2025, and the last notes we have are from like 2022. Mm-hmm. It's like there's just been a blank period of no records. We don't know who we talked to for what. We don't know who we asked for fundraising stuff. We don't have anything like that. And so I kind of ran and was like, hey, if elected, I'm going to focus on the committees. I'm going to have them actually record what they're doing, actually write down the people they talk to so that we know where to go to. Like if communications has a guy in the AGC to publish articles, we needed to know who that guy is like 2 years from now so we can ask them, hey, can you publish this article for us?
Right.
So stuff like that is necessary for the party to like ensure continuity between ex-cons. That's what I ran on. And Zane, when he took the mic for his speech, said, that was a really good idea. I don't know why I didn't come up with that. And I was like, huh.
Well, at least he was gracious.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. And it's easier than ever to like record meetings or get it like summaries of meetings with all this AI stuff. Like I use Grok for that at our meetings up here all the time because I'm the secretary of our little county affiliate up here. So it's so easy to do. It's just people don't do it. And it takes somebody like you to come in and be like, let's start doing this now. So good job on that, man. That's awesome. Yeah. So what was the rest of the convention like for you? I mean, you've been to what, 2 or 3 conventions now in LP Georgia?
3 conventions, but I skipped out on the first one's business meeting because I didn't feel like waking up at 7 a.m. to begin at 10 o'clock. This convention was very, very interesting. I don't know. The venue was huge. It was like a maze. I don't know, Kat, if you had problems getting to the actual auditorium, but it was like it was like a college campus where you had to like walk across like half a mile just to get to one building.
Wow. And
so there was that issue. I actually set up in the wrong building. We had the tower room for the game show, and I was thinking that was going to be the convention hall. Not realizing there's a full auditorium 2 buildings away. And so there was that. But yeah, convention was pretty chill. It didn't seem very divisive like other ones.
That's great.
I mean, there was a couple key moments that were, usual pressure. On the bylaws report, a lot of people were like looking for reasons to distrust the report. And I was on the committee. I was on bylaws. And so is Zane. And we were like, no, guys, like, there's no reason to fight. Like, these were just things that we needed. Like, one of the bylaws we amended was like saying the chair has all authority to amend the rules at his pleasure during convention. I was like, that should not be controversial. Like, there's no need to fight here. It's not like we're pulling a fast one over you. There's like, I get in past bylaws, there may have been like some sketchy moves, but like, there's nothing here. We're not doing anything.
You're just dealing with a bunch of libertarians who are just naturally distrusting of any like governing body. So, it's just something that you got to deal with, basically if you're going to be part of the Libertarian Party. So yeah, I get that. And I'm glad it wasn't as contentious as it has been in the past, because there's been some that I've been a part of down in Georgia that were painful to get through.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah.
There was one guy that was there that was, I forget what position he was running for, but he had his own speech and he had like a 10-minute limit, and he took those full 10 minutes.
He did. He did. There were people around me who were kind of like being a little rough on the guy, and I was like, "Guys, calm down. It's his first time. Like,
yeah.
If he's enthusiastic,
yeah. What something? Yeah. I mean, I'm just gonna whine about conventions for a second, but like my issue with libertarians is that we show up knowing that this is what's going to happen, that people are going to have opinions and like not agree with you, and people are going to be really nitpicky with all the stuff because that's who we are. But like they show up knowing all that stuff is going to happen, but then they still just hate everything that happens. Like it drives me crazy that like somebody giving a speech for 10 minutes is going to ruffle people's feathers. Like, who cares? Let the guy talk.
Yeah.
You're there all day. Just relax and enjoy it and hang out with your friends. Like,
we got done on time too. So it wasn't like we went over.
Wow.
Yeah, and it wasn't like he was like talking about anti-libertarian stuff. Like he was going up there on a 10-minute rant saying we need more taxes. No, he was like saying the right stuff. It was just long, but it was like, who cares?
So you're up there in Rome. Does that mean you know Edgar Mills?
Do you know Edgar?
Okay. Does he come to the meetings up there?
Yeah, pretty frequently.
Okay. Nice. Do you ever go to his range and
I did go once. It's a amazing range. He's building a new one. Yeah. Except the Floyd
council
County
just shut it down.
Are in the process of shutting it down. There's still a meeting that we got to go to and show up at. I actually told some of the affiliate people that I'm not sure if it would be a good idea for me to show up, just because I already know how the county commissioners think about me, like what they think of me. Yeah. And so me showing up would be like, all right, if he's associated with this guy, we're not going to let him have the range. So I'm in between showing up and not.
Interesting. What do you think the odds are of him actually getting that approved?
I think I don't know. These commissioners are kind of hard to predict because the reason they didn't immediately grant, or the reason the planning board recommended denial, was because there's like 2 or 3 neighbors that complained, and like the area is like, it's like farmland because there's like a house and then there's like farmland for like a couple miles out. So it's not like it's a big residential area, but those 2 or 3 neighbors were enough to complain for a recommendation of denial. But now we have like me, affiliate members, and just people who go to Edgar's range that are going to show up and complain. So it's like, I don't know how they're going to take it, if more people on this side means they'll approve it, or if they're just going to listen to the 3 guys with farmland.
Interesting. Yeah, it would seem like it would be not really a good argument for them to shut it down, because it's not like he's doing anything at night. He's not doing anything outside of business hours. Like it's not that, like, gunshots carry, but they don't carry too far, and they're not loud 1 farm over, which is like half a mile away, quarter mile away. Like, it's just not that bad, you know?
Yeah. I mean, he's made a number of like accommodations to the neighbors to make sure that they're as least invasive as possible. But right now, the grounds, I'm pretty sure from what he said, are like hunting grounds. So it's like, that's more dangerous than like a controlled range where you're shooting in one direction. Yeah. Where right now it's like hunters shooting, wherever they want. Yeah. But whatever. Floyd County is kind of very famous, in my opinion, for just kind of denying anything that seems fun. It's a bunch of old people that are on the county commission who are just like, we don't need this. Why would we need we've got a bowling alley. That's all you need for fun. Because like Edgar's current outdoor range is, I think, the only one in the county, only one in really the region. And now he wants to move. And it's like, we don't need an outdoor range. We got indoor ranges. It's like, no, there's a difference. I promise you there's a difference.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a huge difference.
It's a huge difference. I prefer shooting at the outdoor range.
Outdoor range, it's way more realistic. It's far, like indoor range. It's nice.
You don't got someone annoying you on the booth beside you.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah. And for those who don't know, Edgar Mills owns Osprey Shooting Solutions, which is right there in that photo. He's a member of LPGeorgia and really great dude. Also owns see, 2 Team Guys, which is like some backwoods, like orienteering type adventures that you can go on for a whole weekend. And you can, yeah, it's awesome. He was a former Green Beret, and dude's a beast. Kat, I feel like you've tried to interject a couple times and I interrupted you. So
No, it's okay. Actually, I probably shouldn't have interrupted because y'all are having a good conversation there. But when you said Floyd, that reminded me of Mark Swanson, and I was wondering if you knew him.
I do know about Mark. I haven't met him yet. He usually goes to county commission meetings, and those are always at like the least opportune times for me. But yeah, Mark, I actually listened to your guys' podcast with him, talking about how he spoke at a county commission meeting, and they had this whole elaborate plan to kind of just have him arrested, kind of baiting him to go over his time.
Yeah.
And his charges got dropped, thankfully, which is really great news. It goes to show that like if we organize enough here in our county, you can actually make a change like that. You can actually like convince a judge, well, a prosecutor, to drop charges and a judge to approve it, which is that was a win within itself.
Oh yeah, that's a huge win. That's a huge win. It doesn't take a ton of people to make small incremental changes, you know.
Yeah, you just need 3 people to stop an outdoor range, apparently.
Apparently. Sergio, I'm interested how you got involved with the Libertarian Party to begin with. Like, what brought you here?
I started kind of Republican leaning. I graduated high school in 2020, and I didn't get a graduation because of COVID lockdowns. So that was kind of very annoying to me. That was like a huge thing to me. At the time, me and my parents owned a buffet restaurant, which also got closed by the city. So not only did I not get a graduation, which is like a huge moment for everyone's life. That's like something that people talk about for years later. The city also kind of cuts down on our income just because of the style of our restaurant being a buffet self-serve. Wow. So we eventually went out of business on that front. And it was just kind of like a slow chipping away of the soul. It was like, okay, I am so done with government. I am so done with being told what to do that I have to find another solution. So in 2022, Chase ran for U.S. Senate, Chase Oliver, and I was watching the TV debate. It was between him and I think Warnock. Yeah. And I forgot the other person, but they didn't show up.
Herschel Walker didn't
show up. Herschel Walker, that was it. Yeah. So it was just Chase and Warnock. And Chase had this amazing moment in the debate where he said, he challenged Warnock and said, do you actually read the bills you vote on, or you just do what Chuck Schumer says? And you can actually watch Warnock just like stumble around his words and not know what to say. And it was at that moment I looked up, who is Chase Oliver? And then I went on further into Googling, what is a libertarian? And then I just appeared here like years later.
That's a pretty good origin story.
Yeah, I love origin stories. I love asking people stories like that. That's mine. Yeah.
Wow. All right. And now you're Secretary of LPGeorgia. So do you have any lofty goals for the secretary position, or are you also trying to get further up the chain?
Really, I kind of go with the flow. I mean, that's a cop-out answer, but I go where I'm needed. Like if I'm needed to send out membership letters, I'll send out membership letters. If I'm needed, to do policy stuff, I'll do policy stuff. Right now, I saw the need for a secretary to kind of focus on committees and do all kinds of stuff like that. And so I ran for the position. Long-term goals inside the party is kind of focus on stuff like that. Outside the party, I have a personal vengeance against the state of Georgia and my county in particular. Right. So, right now I'm managing a campaign for U.S. U.S. House District 14, Georgia. So that's where I live. So I'm trying to get libertarianism out in this race, in this election. County commission, we're trying to field candidates for, and also if I'm ever needed for like a state house election or anything like that, I would definitely run for that. I mean, a lot of people, when they talk about goals, they say, I want to do this, I want to focus on this. I want to say, I will be a state representative. I will be a state representative one day. It's going to happen.
Dude, I love that. Yeah. Positive thinking, man. That's great. You said you're managing a campaign right now. Is it yours or is it somebody else's?
It is not mine. I am not old enough to run for U.S. House yet.
Okay. Who's, are you able to say who it is?
Yes, it is Andrew Underwood. His website is Andrew, 4, Georgia. So Andrew4Georgia.com. He is running to replace Marjorie Taylor Greene. And then there's going to be a general election this coming November. So it's not a full term. The great thing about a special election is that we don't need to petition. And so he's already on the ballot. I already got emailed by all the county election offices. They've shown me the ballot. His name is on there. So we're definitely in the race. The great thing about this race, too, is that it's a jungle primary. So that means every single candidate is listed on one ballot and the top 2 vote getters advance to the runoff. There are 15 Republican candidates and like 3 Democrats, which means the whole Republican vote has been split 15 ways. Meanwhile, the Libertarian vote is one guy. So there is a genuine chance of advancing to the runoff, or at least getting somewhere in like 3rd or 4th place, to show people the Libertarian Party is an actual force in Georgia to be reckoned with for a U.S. House race that we almost never run candidates in. So that's why I have a genuine passion for this campaign, because like I said, we've got chances. It all depends on donations, on volunteers and fundraising and all that. So that's why I kind of stepped up and said, hey, I'll manage this campaign. I'll do the work.
Dude, do you know how many registered libertarians are in that district?
As in party members, it's around 6 or 7. But
or like people.
But to be fair, not all Republicans are dues-paying Republicans in the Georgia Republican Party. Not all Democrats are dues-paying members in the Georgia Democratic Party. So our Facebook group, for example, is like thousands of people, like 2,000 people, and they vote libertarian leaning, even though they might not be dues-paying members of the party. They are libertarian leaning. They might actually be receptive to the message. I mean, that's why things like, or people like Mark Swanson exist, is because we have a natural distrust of government, and those people exist. They may not be in the party, but they're there. They're voters.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, the vast majority of Republicans are not dues-paying members of the Republican Party, and same with the Democrats. Like people just don't find the need to join political parties very often, which is why we have trouble, getting actual membership. But we have a ton of people who vote our direction, like way more people than are actually in the party, and that's just kind of how politics works, I think, because people just don't have time to get involved in politics or the money to pay each year to some organization that they're not going to actually be a part of. It's just not something that a lot of people will do. Man, that's awesome. I know Andrew. Here's his website, Andrew for Georgia. And it's the number 4 Georgia.com. But you can go check this out. Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit about the campaign and what y'all are actually like what your platform is?
So Marjorie Taylor Greene was our previous representative, and she kind of got pushed out of her office because she sided with the Epstein survivors. She voted to release the files, and that kind of put her on the bad side with this administration. And so she resigned. So there's clearly people in this district care about stuff like that. They care about releasing the files, even if they disagree with the administration that they voted for. So although, like I said, the election's been split by 15 Republicans. Almost all of them are just running on a pro-Trump platform. Like, I support Trump, and that's it. That's like the whole platform. Andrew is running on a Trump can be right sometimes, but also we need to correct him. He's not infallible. We need to release the Epstein files, actually release them, not like just, pages with black bars on it. He's also running on healthcare. Healthcare was a major issue for Marjorie Taylor Greene, who I think she voted for the Obamacare subsidies, which Andrew doesn't agree with, but she did so because she knows that healthcare is a big issue in our district, and the other candidates are kind of silent on it because, once again, they're just on a Trump platform. They're not really, they don't want to separate because they feel the need to all cater to a MAGA vote. Andrew's trying to differentiate himself by saying, hey, instead of Obamacare, let's just get the government out of healthcare like it was before. Let's just let the market compete and let the prices drive themselves down to the lowest they can be. Makes sense, right? I mean, nobody can disagree with that.
Makes sense. Well, people can disagree with that, but they'd be wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. I also see immigration on the website, and then tariffs and the economy. Oh, and data centers and surveillance, which
data centers
talk about on the show a lot. So what's his plan or what's his pitch for the data centers and surveillance tab of his?
So Floyd County, which again, I'm going to keep referencing over and over because that's where I got my start in politics. Yeah. We have 3 incoming data centers, which is more than any other city has, I think. I don't know any city that has.
That's huge.
2 or 3. That's an insane amount. Wow. And the main reason for it is because our county commissioners, really our city commissioners too, they want money desperately, but they don't want to raise property taxes because that's unpopular. So their solution was, we'll bring in a bunch of data centers who will buy property and improve the property values around them and on the data center property, so that we would take in more money, but we're not raising the property tax rate itself. The problem is we now have 3 data centers coming in the next few years. And some of these, they are so desperate for these data centers that they have done, in my opinion, illegal moves. I mentioned that I got chased by a county commissioner once. The reason for that was that they had a public hearing about one of the data centers. And so they had a deal with the company, the data center company, that Floyd County would buy land and then give the land to the company. Now, the land's being purchased with SPLOST dollars. SPLOST dollars can't be used for private companies, and it has to be used for the reason it was allocated for. So the specific SPLOST fund that they're using is it was 2017 SPLOST election, and that SPLOST election was for job creation. So they said, hey, voters, approve this 1% sales tax, and we will use the money for job creation. And so now they've turned around and said, okay, we're going to buy land for a data center, and that's technically job creation, even though data centers are 3 in-person jobs, 2 janitors and a manager, and everyone else is virtual because it's a data center. It's not like a service industry job where you need people physically there. Worse, if you're going to hire employees, you're not going to hire from the local area. You're going to hire people from Atlanta, from around the country, not Floyd County people, not our citizens. Right. So this was a terrible deal using illegal funds, in my opinion, because that doesn't fulfill the job creation requirement. And it's being used for a private business, which is not what SPLOST is for. It's for public government use to build parks, public buildings and roads and stuff like that. Instead, we're using it for a data center. So that is how desperate that these county commissioners are. And I'm going to name him right here, City Mayor Craig McDaniel. When I challenged him on it, kind of stumbled on his words and was like, well, we could use it for this, but things are never going to be perfect and stuff like that. And it's like, okay. So data center was the best choice.
Right.
He has since announced that he is not running for re-election. And the county commissioner that chased me, again, he kind of apologized for it. And he's an okay guy compared to the others. But he's also announced that he's not running for re-election. So this whole issue has kind of fractured the county. Because like I said, 3 data centers is probably the most any city has.
Seriously.
And we're about to have them.
Yeah. Interesting. I'm interested. Is there any video of him chasing you?
No, because it's outside of the camera's view, unfortunately.
Gotcha. That would have been so good to show right now.
See, so the affiliate is called LP Bartow Polk Floyd, and he chased me and asked me, I thought you were from Bartow. I was like, no, I'm from Floyd County. The affiliate is Bartow Polk Floyd. And he was like kind of questioning me if I actually was like a county resident, why I was testifying at the meeting, if I even care about data centers. I was like, I'm testifying because I'm a SPLOST taxpayer. I've paid the sales tax. It's not that hard to pay a sales tax. You just buy something in the county. Right. And so he was like, fine, I'll leave you alone, and just walked away. But like that the fact that he chased me out was because I made an actual good point that, hey, we're using this money illegally. And he was like, do you even live here? Like, he wasn't addressing the point. He was just addressing my residency.
Yeah, that's a great tactic. You know, that's like one of the tactics they use. Is anybody in power uses is they don't actually attack your question or your concern. They attack you and your right to say it, or your right to be there, or your motivations, or things like that. And yeah, that's the easy way to deflect and distract. Good job, man. Like, way to keep going. I don't want to get on your bad side. That's for sure.
No, I promise you, I don't have a bad side for libertarians. I know we've been divisive over these past few years. I very rarely have true animosity for like a libertarian. Most of the time we agree like 90% of the time. And there's like that small percentage of stuff we don't. It's like I'm very disinterested in that stuff, especially because I'm very local government focused. Yeah. Like if we disagree about immigration, it's not like any of us are going to change. It's not like you're the president and I'm having to fight you about your future laws that you're going to sign. Right. We're just two people.
Yeah. Couldn't agree more, man. That's what I'm doing up here in Montana now is really just focusing on local stuff. And I think that's where libertarian principles can be best used and most effectively used. And I think getting involved in your locality helps out you and your friends and your family far more than trying to do stuff on the national stage if you don't actually have, a massive audience or a huge voice. So, man, Sergio, keep it up, dude. Kat, you got any more questions before we head out?
Is there anything else that you're looking forward to this year with the party? Are you going to national?
I am going to national. It will be my first national convention, so I can't wait to see the trauma from there too.
You'll feel it really deep.
I can't wait. But excitement. We talked after the closing ceremony on Sunday, the public policy committee, what our plans were this year. And one of the ideas I had was kind of training the affiliates to be more like LP Bartow Polk Floyd, to just know where to go. Because some of these county affiliates, they don't really know where to find their meeting minutes. They don't really know what the powers a county commission is, what a SPLOST tax is. They don't really know stuff like that, which is fair. We shouldn't have to know this stuff. Our government officials should know it and know what to avoid, but that's not the case, unfortunately. So this year, I kind of wanted to focus on kind of training these affiliates on where to find their stuff, how to testify, how to reach out to their county commissioners, how to spam the mailbox of their city commissioners and mayors, which is another fun tactic I used to do here, was setting up a table at an event and just having people sign letters, and I mail it to a county commissioner, or I think the last time was for You Are the Power. I sent a bunch of letters to Governor Kemp asking him to meet with Spike Cohen, and stuff like that is just training affiliates on tactics and what to look out for, so we can actually get liberty on a local level at the very least.
Heck yeah. Sergio, man, this is awesome. You're awesome. Keep up what you're doing. You're welcome back on the show anytime. If you ever have any updates to what's going on in your county or with secretary position or just LP Georgia in general. So come back anytime, man. Name Andrew's website again before we head out.
It's going to be Andrew for the number 4, andrewforgeorgia.com. There's no donations yet because the state has not allowed us to collect donations yet. It's a whole other issue.
Okay.
LPGeorgia.com, the usual, and stuff like that.
All right. Y'all heard it, folks. AndrewForGeorgia.com, LPGeorgia.com. And Sergio, thanks for coming on, man. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.
Stick around until after the credits and we'll chat a little bit more before we head out. So we'll see y'all next time. Peace.